I don't need a force field to defeat you.
Oh, I broke the force field. What? My hand was floaty.
I
What?
told you to watch Tanya. How on earth did you get in here? Focus, Igor.
Look familiar?
Where did you get that from?
Where else? I took it from you. From your cold, dead hands, Igor.
What? Where? When?
In a reality where you fucked up, my friend. From one of the many worlds bearing the brunt of your failures.
I mean, it could be a trap, but
I'm in the Golden Corridor. It looks like NAR beefed up security after our little escapade. Not unexpected.
Don't be a fool, Igor. Let me take care of it. If I can take them all down silently, they'll be dead before they know what hit them.
Time to play our prisoner escort card. If they don't buy it, we will kill them.
try to fool the guards. Disguise may be our best option. We prepared for this. But do we know if there are any? Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's try to fool the guards. I don't know if I mean, we could maybe sneak, but I don't know where this goes though. Doesn't this go to the reactor? Why would we bring a guy to the reactor? Oh well, let's just do it. Try to fool the guards, I guess. Maybe disguise may be our best option. We've prepared for this. We've come too far to take any chances. Oh god, I don't know. This is a tough decision. But can she actually get them? That's the thing. Like, can she hit them or not? Sure, let's have her shoot them.
All right,
actually.
Olga, do it.
Wise choice, Professor. One shot, one kill. No luck, just skill.
Holy crap. Okay. All right. I underestimated you severely. I did that. That's very good shooting. That is great shooting. Is this the way? I mean, yes, I know this is the way. Well, let's go this way, guys.
Damn. We need to get past these scientists.
I can help, Igor. You don't need sniper cover at this point anyway. I'll come closer and see if I can stir up some trouble and get the scientists to evacuate. Then I'll clear the area if necessary.
The Brainiacs have their own dedicated comms. I could put my fabulous acting skills to work and tell them to fuck off, but it's a two-man job. The great Ratcatcher has smiled upon you today. I can help. This is fucked. Even if they somehow bought our cover story, who would escort a prisoner to the reactor?
I mean, what about the other area? Maybe this is the same play. The spy plane, sure.
Tarakan, I like your thinking.
Sounds good, Mercy. It shouldn't take long to hack the comms. Attention! Pneumonia! Achtung! The reactor's about to explode! Run for your lives, everyone!
What kind of nonsense is this? The reactor cannot
Fuck it, Anatoly. A break is a break.
Really? That worked? I can't believe that worked. Okay. That looks messy, by the way. It looks very messy. Oh boy.
These old ventilation ducts will take me straight to the Ark.
Okay. Do I
What
just...
the hell is this? Was it here before? Looks like some sci-fi fucking movie prop.
The door is trapped. Touch it, and I'll spend my last moments on Earth convulsing on the dirty floor. This door wasn't supposed to be here.
Mousy, the ventilation duct should not be secured. The Rat King is watching and waiting. I can feel it.
The main generator's in sight. If I sabotage it, you'll have a few moments before the backup comes online.
Wait, Igor. Remember the map you borrowed from that fucker Semenov? It shows another way in. Guess it was worth it in the end, huh?
Sasko's
I got a map.
might come in handy.
Wait, on the rooftop? On the rooftop? Oh. Oh, okay. I knew this map will come in handy. I mean, it could be betraying. It could be a fake map. It could very much be a fake map. But then why? I mean, do I know if it's legit or not? Do I know if he made it up? I think there's a timer on it. Oh god.
Reasonable, Mikhail. Do it.
The doors are behind you, Igor. Cut through the crap on the
No,
other
it's
side.
not ticking down?
Find a nice fat ventilation duct. Climb up in there, and it'll take you straight to the Ark.
I was scared by the beeping because it sounded like there was like a ticking or something. A beep, beep. Thought it was going faster and faster. This better be the correct way, by the way. I panic. I don't know. Are there multiple right routes? Like, are there multiple routes you can do that are like safe? Or is this a very scripted moment? So if I fail, I die and I just get to start over again? You crawl weird. Oh, and you also teleport weird, apparently. Please be the right way. Do I know if it's the right way at all?
Are you seeing those creatures? I hope the bars hold.
Another door?
I might be able to open the gate from this panel, but there's a chance I'll release the things in those cages as well.
Do you still have some of my explosives? Would really come in handy about now.
So this is the heart of darkness. Just as menacing as I imagined it to be. I will gladly burn it all to the ground. The NAR will track me down afterwards, but I don't care. I have reached my destination, Igor. This place is one big fucking trap and totally off-grid. The only way to open it from where you are is to crash the whole system. Unless you have some explosives. The Ark is just outside.
Luckily, I still have some of Sasko's explosives. I can put them to good use here.
Sure. Okay. Can you, but here goes. Hack your way on my technician. Well, I can do it myself. How hard can it be? You just blast my way through, I guess.
All right. We're taking this gate down.
Don't need any other way here. They want to burn it to the ground. I don't think that's a good choice right now. Okay. Oh my goodness, okay. It looks like a tree in here.
You heard the man move! The priority is to protect the lab!
Damn. Looks like we'll have to fight our way out. These guys are the
Great.
last thing standing between me and Tatiana. I can't back down now. I'll fight my way in if I have to.
I've got an idea, Igor. I know a way to turn this around. There's still some charges left. I can sneak past the soldiers and detonate the main gasoline tank. Trust me, I'm not in that much of a hurry to die, but I don't see any other choice.
Oh no, this sucks big time balls. I wish we had someone inside who could get those assholes to look the other way.
Yes, you.
Attention all units.
What the?
This is General Kozlov speaking. All troops stand down and evacuate the building immediately. That is a direct order.
Kozlov? He was silent for so long. I thought he was dead. Don't keep the general waiting. Outside, now.
Hi, Igor. Bieb says hello. And also goodbye.
Kozlov?
Why are you helping us?
My nephew told me what you did for him. He asked me to return the favor. I've always had a soft spot for that boy, so this is your lucky day. Me and Clea are leaving this place for good. We're going to disappear where NAR can't ever find us. I would advise you to do the same, but I know you won't listen. Good luck, Igor. May you find whatever it is you're looking for.
Thanks. And good luck to you both.
Okay, interesting. So, would the same have happened if I left him in the jail? Because he said if the kid, what the kid did for me, there's nothing wrong here, but let me just casually push you, or not. Okay, you can just automatically walk into the door and then go through. Great. Okay. I mean, I could also have fought my way through, but I don't know. I don't know what the consequences are. Just reload a checkpoint? This seems too important for that. Is this a Mass Effect 2 situation?
Everyone, wait here and watch the perimeter. I have to do this alone.
Okay. Alright, sure. Hey Tatiana, you around here? I heard that you oh, are you in
Finally.
there?
Igor,
Hello?
my love. My child.
What?
It's been so very long. But
Child?
it's finally you. It has to be you.
You know it in your heart, my love. I've been calling out to you for all these years, and you answered.
But how?
You shouldn't be here. It's a mistake. You'll only bring great misery on us all. My poor little boy.
My
All of us
what?
together. Finally, release me, my love. Free me.
What?
What did you call me?
Boy.
I don't understand. What can I do?
There's nothing you can do. You have to end this. Both of us. We're a mistake. An abomination. Close the portal. Destroy the connection.
What connection?
The connection is the strongest force in the universe. It cannot be destroyed. It has to be completed. It is our destiny. Go to the reactor. Find it, my love. It is waiting for you.
Find what?
No more waiting. Please, can't you just let me die? I can't take any more.
Tanya?
Go.
Two personalities?
Die.
What?
Fade. Portal.
Tatiana,
Oh, it's the thing I hear when I die.
are you still there?
Boris. Help. Die. Igor.
Bit
I don't
rude.
understand. Ah, fuck!
Reactor. Chernobylite.
What do I do? Oh, fuck, I need to figure this out!
Hi, Igor. Happy to see me.
Oh,
Olivier.
great.
What are you doing?
Do you really need to ask? Did you think I was an idiot right from the beginning?
Put the gun down. Whatever it is, we can work it out.
You are such an asshole. I've been helping you all this time. I made sacrifices.
What are you talking about?
I lost my best friend just to help you find this dear old lady of yours.
Olivier, please.
Not once, not fucking once did you offer to help me. It was always
What?
about you. Semenov was right after all, every word.
Semenov? What's he got to do with... Wait.
Yes, I was working for Semenov. He hired me to keep tabs on you. It went pretty well until your black mask buddy went off-piste and killed Anton.
But Semenov? Why would you work for that lunatic? What could he possibly offer?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a chance to change what cannot be changed? To go back in time and save my squad?
But that's crazy.
Crazy, sure. Is it any crazier than going for an interdimensional walk in a tunnel through space-time?
I'm not saying it's impossible, but...
But helping me was never on your agenda, was it? I should have seen it sooner. Besides, you're not the only one experiencing strange fucking things, you know. I keep having these dreams where I die. I wake up and I live again. I see our friends being killed because of your screw-ups. Then it's a new day and everything's normal again.
I didn't kill any
This
of our friends.
motherfucking Groundhog Day in hell. What do you have to say to that?
I don't know what to tell you. You're right. I just never thought anyone else would see it. I thought it was only me.
Sure. Semenov isn't the one with the Messiah complex. You are. But today the Messiah descends from the clouds and helps his companions, right?
Like I said, it's not impossible. but this is neither the time nor the place.
Not good enough, Igor. I'm serious.
I'm serious too. We don't know what's behind that door. Semenov wanted me here for a reason, and it wasn't to destroy Chernobylite. So I promise you, once we see this through, I'll do everything in my power to help.
Say it. To save my team.
To save your team.
Okay. That's good enough for me.
It is?
I'm glad we understand each other.
All right, I'll be back. Keep an eye on Tanya.
Sure. I just hope you don't screw things up and get us all killed. Again.
I never got anyone killed. I don't know what you're talking about.
This carousel of madness.
If I had the option right now, I would shoot you, just so you know. Yes, I would shoot you, Olivier. You betrayed me completely. I didn't think he was working for Semenov. I thought he was working for the government or whatever. Wait, where do I go? Maybe I can actually get out to shoot him. Olivier, I don't mean to sound like someone doesn't know anything, but like, do you... Oh, she is old. Huh. You don't happen to know where I'm supposed to go, do you? If I want to listen to the pain, the Tanya who's in pain or whatever, I need to find a lever of some kind. Or turn something off. A button maybe? A big button? If I want to listen to Crazy her, then I would need to find something else and like open it. I guess, probably. Hello, do you know where I'm supposed to go? No? Probably, maybe? Okay, I'm just gonna guess that the door that's open over here is the one I'm supposed to go to. Alright, well, wait, oh great. You're not shooting me. Does that mean you want to talk?
You took your time, Igor.
Cut the crap. It's time you gave me some answers.
Yes, we'll get to that. But since this is our last meeting, I want to ask you a question first.
Fine. Just make it quick.
What do you really hope to achieve, Igor?
Well, I guess that it is that Chernobylite needs to be destroyed.
Chernobylite is the cause of all this. I have to destroy it once and for all.
You may find this surprising, but our goals are actually aligned.
Excuse me,
How's
what?
that?
We were both going after the same thing, but this whole time we've been chasing someone else's agenda without knowing it. Chernobylite's agenda.
Come on, man. I've come too far to be fed a line of bullshit.
Let's start from the beginning. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, Boris. Speculate you're the same person? But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because if he's me, then who am I? I mean, I guess a child? Unless George classical time travel paradox where it applies to multiple... No, I actually did think it was Boris because the game told me multiple times that it was Boris. Yeah, it has to be Boris.
I sure do, Boris. You were my closest friend until you decided to betray me. To take Tatiana from me.
Boris is dead. I killed him on that fateful night. April 26, 1986. And took his identity. Good riddance.
You took his identity?
You took his? Why?
The more important question, the question you somehow failed to ask yourself all this time is, who are you? Because you're not Professor Igor Kiminyuk. You never were. I am Igor Kiminyuk. I only changed my name to protect you and your mother.
Protect me? How? By trying to kill me at every turn?
If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it the first time we met at the power plant.
Will you quit talking in fucking riddles?
The truth is hard to swallow, I know. It was hard for me too. You are me. Tatiana isn't your fiancée. She's mine. Everything you know about her, everything you remember, none of it is yours. You're living someone else's life. My life. You are my clone, sort of. You got my body, my brain, my skills, and most importantly, my memories from before the Chernobyl disaster.
What are you saying? How is that even possible?
Tatiana was sterile. That was our personal tragedy. But when Semenov imprisoned her after the Duga fiasco, she fell pregnant. At first, I thought Boris was the father, and I was angry with her. But that was another of Semenov's lies. He needed me to stay on the project and study Chernobylite, so he injected Tanya with the nano solution. What happened next was, I don't know what to call it, an immaculate conception. She gave birth to a boy, you. You grew much more quickly than other kids, but your mind didn't seem to follow. It was different somehow. The Chernobylite no doubt affected you in unpredictable ways. I never really considered you my son. You scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what to do with you. But it was obvious that Semenov would incorporate you into his experiments. Or maybe cut you open and rummage around inside. Until one night, Tanya, your mother, communicated with me telepathically, even though her body was in a coma. She pleaded with me to release you into the woods, and that's what I did.
So you helped.
You're saying Tatiana's child, who you released in the woods in 1990? But that's impossible. Impossible! I don't remember any of this.
Of course you don't. You looked like a teenager, but had the mind of a small child. I remember giving you a sweater that Tatiana knitted for me. The night was so cold. It had my name on it.
The sweater? I had it in the camp. I was imprisoned and...
Yes, it could have been a trigger. Your mind somehow began to rebuild itself. Why in my image? I can only guess. Perhaps you were constructed from Tatiana's desires, from her expectations of a child. Funny how I called it pseudoscience. I suspect the process was somehow facilitated by the Chernobylite.
But she's been calling me this whole time. She wanted me here.
I'm afraid you were bamboozled, my poor boy. We all were. It wasn't Tanya who called you here, but it.
Chernobylite? But the images, the voices.
They felt so real, I know. Your mother was your biggest weakness, and the entity exploited that. It wanted you here. It has plans for you, you see, and I cannot allow it to succeed.
Someone sent me a photo of Tatiana and the piece of Chernobylite. Those weren't hallucinations. They were real. I couldn't have constructed my portal gun without them.
Oh, that. It was that bastard Semenov, of course. He wanted to bring you here as well. He never got over it when you vanished. Not that it matters now. I really hoped you would stay away. But it's too late now. I can't allow you to interact with the entity in any way. Only one of us is leaving this room alive.
Really?
Wait,
we have the same goals,
can't we
and
talk
then
it over?
We just did. Goodbye, son. Igor. I wish there was another way.
it will still be Boris. Really? Are you kidding me? You were talking about making clones being impossible and whatnot. I actually have to fight you now. Okay. I don't know why we're fighting. I really don't know. And also, this is a lot to take in all at once.
Show me the new and improved Igor Kiminyak.
Is this a test of some kind?
This gives me no pleasure, but it has to be done.
What has to be done? You killing me? I don't consider that very nice at all, by the way.
I wish there was another way.
I mean, what if I just go over to it? What if I just do the thing? What happens if I run into it? Do I die? I can't run into it. Okay, where are you now? You're trying to teleport to, buddy. I know you think you're clever and everything, but if you're really me... So I'm her son, you're saying, and there is indeed an evil version of her, which is the Chernobylite or whatever you're calling it. Oh boy.
Don't go easy on me. I won't do the same for you.
Are you trying to help me out? It doesn't feel like you're actually trying to kill me here. It feels like you're trying to test me.
Better than me.
No, I think we're the same. Actually, I still kind of think you're Boris, because I was very convinced you were someone else in the beginning, but... I was about to also say that, oh, that explains why I can run so well and do all of these tricks after all of these years, apparently. But no, he's still old, apparently. According to what he told me, still have his body. So my character's still pretty old. Ow.
Already. I promise to make it quick, for Tatjana's sake.
Or we could just not do it at all. You know, together we could become more powerful than anything, you know? Zero health, huh? How nice of you. Oh crap. Maybe we can talk this out. I'm gonna go to you, right? Oh boy. Ow. I'm still an old man, you know.
I don't need a force field to defeat you.
Oh, I broke the force field. What? My hand was floaty.
I
What?
told you to watch Tanya. How on earth did you get in here? Focus, Igor.
Look familiar?
Where did you get that from?
Where else? I took it from you. From your cold, dead hands, Igor.
What? Where? When?
In a reality where you fucked up, my friend. From one of the many worlds bearing the brunt of your failures.
Are you saying that you come from a different... that you're from...
This is hell. You have no idea.
Where are you going?
Back to my screwed up world, of course. You know me. I'd prefer to die fighting.
Wait!
Don't waste the chance I've given you, Igor. Finish the job.
Wait, so you're straight up telling me that when I messed with the decisions, I created alternate timelines. Oh no. That's kind of cool. I did not realize that was a thing. Yeah, that's a problem.
My son, close the portal. Cut the connection. Deny this thing away into our world. Do it now.
I don't know what to... Can I speak with him?
Son, please. It will kill her. It will kill the love of my life. Of our life. Please. There's another way.
Just let me go. I've suffered long enough.
You can do this, son. You can be the man I could not. Be the better version of me. Go through the portal and face this thing. Undo the harm we both caused Tanya.
No, do not do this. Kill me. Just kill me, please. Finish it.
I'll descend if that's what it takes to save her. No, I think it's about time. He's been selfish. He's correct. the reason why he became like that is specifically because he couldn't let Tatiana die. So
It's time to end this once and for all. If anyone can hear me, run as far from here as you can. Everyone, run like hell.
Yeah, but where do I go? Are you dead or alive? I don't... where do I run? I kinda forgot where I'm supposed to go. Do I take you with me? Come on, me. There's two of us. There's a high chance we're gonna live. You know, this would be less. Oh wait. You have to find me. I already did. I don't know where else to go. Run away? Run out of this place? But I'll look for a doorway. How about that? I don't know where the doorway is. There's no map going on. Is it this way? It's this way. It's probably this way. I destroyed the thing.
Thank you for showing me the way. I won't waste this, I promise. Goodbye. You can rest now.
Mother, I guess? This is a weird situation.
The protagonist never explained to his comrades exactly what happened at the power plant, but he came out changed. The Chernobylite vanished entirely. The zone is now free of it. Igor stalkers drove off the remaining NAR troops and even convinced a few of them to join the cause. Now they're working together for the good of the Samoshels, tracking down the few remaining monsters still roaming the area. Olivier never had the chance to change his own history and prevent the ambush that wiped out his team. Igor's example convinced him to abandon his plan and accept his flawed past. That tragedy, after all, made him the man he was. With time, he made his peace, and in the end, was grateful to be part of something bigger than himself.
I don't forgive you, Olivier. What you did was horrible.
Once the events in the zone were finished, he sought out
Spying on
Anton's
me.
fiancée and took care of both her and her daughter. In spite of his flaws, Olivier will always be remembered in the zone for his courage and grit.
And
Mikhail's
betrayedness.
life was always full of violence. He was the angriest, most obnoxious man Igor had ever known, but he was also unfailingly honest, both with himself and others. Mikhail's thirst to avenge his murdered friends was his main driving force. But working with Igor and the others eventually made him appreciate the kinder aspects of life. In spite of his rough manner and the darkness inside him, Igor came to like the neurotic stalker, and by the end, considered him a true colleague. Mikhail decided to remain in the zone and join the others in protecting their shared home. Sashko had always been the lone wolf and daredevil of the zone. Life had always been harsh for him, and he learned the hard way to rely only on himself. His crusade against NAR began with a desire for closure regarding his brother Ruslan's death, but Igor's quest to find Tatiana was what kept him going until the finish line. After the events in the zone, Sashko decided to go back to Moscow and face the hard truth about his parents' death. Eventually, he would return to Pripyat, which became his second home. Tarakan's fight against the Rat King has reached an end. Having barely survived the zone, he realized his time was up. Now, someone else must carry the torch and defeat the evil lurking in the power plant. But Tarakan wasn't worried. After all, he had prepared Igor and others well. Tarakan's true identity was never discovered. Was he a madman, a saint, a spy? Perhaps he was all of these. Or perhaps none of them.
I think he was Simonov in another reality, in all honesty. That's my guess. Because now they've unlocked
But
like
one thing
multiple
is certain.
dimensions and stuff.
The old man was a true child of Pripyat. His restless soul will forever wander its marshes and woods. When all was said and done, Olga's thoughts went to her mother and the Samoshils. She had joined Igor in his mission because she knew what it meant to live with a hole inside you, a hole left by the departed. As a troubled teenager in Minsk, she'd never planned to become a freedom fighter or martyr, but sometimes we encounter the person who will change our destiny at just the right moment. Life is unpredictable that way. Olga decided to continue serving as the huntress and ranger of Pripyat's forests, striking fear into the hearts of anyone who wished harm upon her people. Like so many before him, General Koslov made the wrong choices while chasing a dream of the good life. War taught him about the cruelty and inevitability of loss, leaving him indifferent to human suffering. It was only thanks to his nephew Galib and Igor that Koslov found a serendipitous moment that placed his life on a new trajectory. He realized that some victories come at too great a cost. Koslov left NAR at just the right time and lived out his days in quiet contemplation, somewhere far beyond their nefarious grasp. Semenov's ambitions and neuroses eventually got him killed. He was a brilliant scientist, but could never come to terms with the collapse of the Soviet Union. Though not a devout communist, Semenov could not stomach the chaotic aftermath, for it reflected the emptiness of his own heart. And so he chased his green Chernobylite dream, hoping his experiments would usher in a new world order. In reality, what he sought was to fill the gaping void in his own soul. In the end, everything he thought he had achieved disintegrated into nothing.
Oh yeah, who's the gas mask guy, by the way? The one that was haunting us? Was that another version
He
of us too?
died, and NAR dissolved. Most of its mercenaries wiped out by either the Shadows or the Samoshils. All that remains of NAR in the zone are the empty barracks and derelict labs, stark reminders of a misguided ambition based on human misery. Faced with staggering losses, the shareholders halted all funding.
Okay, that was that. All right. Okay. You know what? That's all right. I mean, I would say I got my money's worth. The reason why I say that is very specific, by the way. But I'm gonna first put a graph on the screen. Right, boom. There you go. Here's a graph for all of you. So this game, I think, costs around $30, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 35. I'm not entirely sure. I would say it is definitely sort of worth that. Now, there are caveats to that, of course. It could also be costing 40, I don't know. But I would say this game is definitely worth $25 and $30. And it's pretty good. Like, this is my wall views I'm going to start with, and I'm going to go into detail. But I will definitely say this is a 6 out of 10 game. It is, they're trying. Like, they really tried. And you can sense that they really tried when they actually made the game. The story is alright. Like, it's not the craziest story I've ever heard, but it did have me wondering a lot about, like, what would happen and stuff. And not to mention, they actually have choices that you can change with, like, a specific mechanic in the game. In a specific way. And that aspect was very well made, in my opinion, and I was very interested in it. And then there's also the fact how you interact with companions, can build up your own base. It has a lot of cool mechanics stuffed into it, and I think they did pretty well with putting them all together in a way that makes sense. So that's kind of cool. Now, what would I think could improve the game, like, overall? Definitely some translation polish. There were a lot of like translation errors, because I'm guessing the dev team is either Russian or in that area, maybe Ukrainian, maybe living nearby that area, maybe Finnish. I don't know. I don't know where they come from. But the game itself, I would say, they did pretty well, and if there are some areas that could improve, like I said, it was translation. Then it could be some character writing. While the story was alright, the overall story, some characters were just unlikable. Like Olivier was alright. He was a soldier type. He had a personality. Shashko, I think his name was. He was just an edgelord. Olga was a little bit all over the place. She's supposed to be a competent woman, and they were highlighting a lot of like how men don't see her as a woman, like as a proper leader because she's a woman or something. I don't get that aspect of the game, and I already voiced it when I played through the game that I don't like to have those kind of politics in my face all the time. If you want to make it part of a character, you make it about them once. In the beginning, when you met her, you already were talking like, oh, can I meet the village or the leader of the village or whatever? And then she was like, oh yeah, this guy is in charge, but I'm the second in command and stuff. And it's like, oh, you're in command? And she's like, yeah, because you don't think I can because I'm a woman? And then you stop there, all right? Then you did the woman thing. Then you did the whole thing where, well, women can also be in charge. And then you proved your point. You proved that that's the character you want to make. She sees women as strong and fearless as men are. You know, like equality. Because there are still some equality today. Like, that's hard to fight against. But it is not fun to be shoved in the face about that all the time. So don't do that all the time. That's my advice there. Because she keeps bringing it up like, you know, sometimes I can be a woman, actually have something in my pocket. Oh, and you're a man, so you wouldn't really understand. It's like, yeah, I am a man, and yes, I wouldn't understand what it is to be a woman because I'm a man. Like, well, what is your point here? That you're an asshole for bringing that into the conversation out of nowhere? You know, like it's whatever. You know, it's not cool. I don't like when they do that. It's not fun for me. So yeah, I don't like when those kind of politics make it into video games, because it has no place there. You can do a joke about it, sure. Like if you want to make fun of the left or the right or like being gay or whatever, like do it once and then leave it be. Whatever your opinion on the matter is, doesn't matter. If you want to make fun of it or you want to highlight it, that's fine. Do it once in the game. A great example of this was when I played Divinity Original Sin 2. I actually came across a gay couple in the game, and they were talking about whether she leave a city. I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens, but they were in a city and I asked whether they should leave it or not because the city was in danger of something bad happening. And then you just came across them. They were just random NPCs you came across, and they just ask you a question and you answered, and you never talk to them again, and you never see anything like it in the game again. At least according to when I played through the game. I mean, it's an RPG, by the way, so I could have missed something. But they didn't highlight that. They specifically stated that that once and then just didn't say it again. And that's how you should do it. You should randomly come across it. It shouldn't be forced in your face all the time. And if you really have a statement, then just highlight it, but don't force it down people's throats. All right? That's the end of that conversation, and that is what I don't like about that one. Anything else I think could be improved? I think the way it feels could be a little bit better. Like, they did it pretty alright for I'm guessing being a smaller studio. They did pretty alright. Like, you can kind of feel the shooting is stiff, the gameplay mechanics and the visuals are a little bit wonky. Like everything looks extremely over sharpened because they have a weird sharpening filter on. By default, by the way, and there is no sharpening setting in the game, so you can't turn it off. So that's a bit of a problem, at least for me when I played, because there were a lot of times when I couldn't see the enemy, not because the game style itself was in the way or the graphics or whatever. Even though technically sharpness is part of the graphics, but like sharpness setting was the cause. It was the reason why. Who's called D? Why is this someone just called D over there? I don't remember anyone being called D. But yeah, there were some things I was like I couldn't see because of the sharpness, because the sharpness was so in your face. Like it was there the whole time. And you guys, if you watch my video, you definitely know what I'm talking about. The sharpness is just always in your face. I think it is a stylistic choice they made. I really think that's the case, because there's no way they haven't cut that throughout the whole game. New difficulty mode has been unlocked. You can choose Gate of Madness difficulty when starting a new game. Ultimate challenge. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the sharpness is just way too bad. I just noticed his hair, and this is our character. They even hinted at it here because they like look very closely together. Yeah, well, whatever, it's fine. I also don't know who the masked person was in the game. I would love to know more about that. Like, they didn't say anything about it. It was just a random jump scare and a random guy that followed you around. And I feel they could have maybe done some more about it, like maybe a third version of you that was infected with Chernobylite or something. I think that could be interesting, because he looks similar to the other guy, the Black Stalker, but he was skinny, he didn't have the tubes or anything, he just kind of looked messed up and his eyes were glowing. So he was just wearing a gas mask, so I feel like there could have been another version, which could be interesting. I don't know if that's the case or not. I also really like the choices, I will say that. I also really like the choices in the game and how the consequences they had, and they actually had consequences. You could change them though. People might like or dislike that, but I like that it's a choice and you can just say no if you don't want to. If you want to stick with your consequences, you can do that too. But I just feel like it's a central game mechanic, so I would definitely recommend trying it out the first time around. Then if you really don't want to do a... I mean, actually that would be a bad idea, because then you already know the good decisions. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just a design choice. I also found it out pretty late, by the way, that it existed, because you have to die to get there. But yeah, I found it pretty interesting. I didn't dislike it, that's for sure. Let's see, is there anything else? What could be better? I mean, I don't really talk about the sharpness. The sharpness was awful. I will say, like, it hurt my eyes sometimes. Sometimes it was just hard to see. So please fix sharpness if you ever make another game. I mean, they made a second game, but it's nothing like the first one. Based on what I've seen anyway. Yeah, I don't think there's much else. Like, I like how it's like an extraction shooter-ish, but you have missions that you do in the area. Another thing, actually, I just thought of something that would like to be fixed. So they have like 5 or 6 areas. Maybe 7 if you count like specific areas, maybe 8. I would love to have like 20, 24 maybe. Just to be there. And then have missions take place each in their own little area, and then you can return to them later or something. Now I do realize that would be more work for them to do. But it became very repetitive very early on, specifically because you went to the same spots. Like, even if it was different spots on the map, I would still be okay with it. But you went to the same spots over and over and over and over and over again in multiple missions. So I don't think they should have, like, at least make like maybe 5 more maps, just to have it a little bit different, you know, just a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with the formula they have. Like, go in, scavenge, get loot, craft, make everything nice for your companions and whatnot, and then stop, and then go back again and do the same thing again. You know, like, it's a nice gameplay loop. It kind of gets the job done, and you get to feel progressive when you do it, and you get to also build new things, upgrade your weapons, upgrade your gear. It's a nice little thing you do, and I really like that aspect. Now, obviously, here comes the big feedback that would be the perfect game of this kind. If the zone was completely open world and you could go out, scavenge, come back without any loading screens, without having to use your portal gun the way you did. I mean, I would still like a portal gun like that, because that one was kind of cool. But it should only be for, like, fast traveling, as an example. Or maybe, like in Portal, where you put one portal somewhere and then the portal can be set somewhere else, and then you can use that one to travel through. But ultimately, I would certainly say that it does have certain gameplay mechanics that are a little bit like, they would fit an open world game way more than it would fit this kind of game. There's nothing wrong with having like the extraction shooter kind of identity where you go in, collect stuff, and get out. But I feel like it would be more natural and more organic, if I may, if you just walk out of your base, walk straight ahead, collect a thing, and then walk back into your base again, and then upgrade your base. And maybe do Fallout 4 situation, but more like in depth. Instead of just having a base you can build defenses on and you can randomly spawn enemies, maybe now and again you have enemies wandering around and they will occasionally hit your base and then your companions fight them off and stuff. They're like a State of Decay. I think that would be a way better way of doing it myself. But that's like going in depth with different things. That's not the scope of this game. And I fully realize that, but I'm just giving like feedback where I think it could really improve the next game that they're making. And also, I like that it's a first-person shooter. The new game they made is a third-person / first-person one, based on like the backing they got. They would make a first-person too. I think this was an early access before it got released, as well. So yeah, just a little fact. I'm not a big fan of early access games because they. You never know if they get finished properly, actually. It's a little bit of a gamble. You pay for it now to hopefully get the finished product later at a cheaper price, but also, if you're dead tomorrow, that doesn't really matter, right? So it's one of those things where, should you buy an early access game to experience what it is now, or do you want to wait until it becomes the full best version of itself? Sometimes they even become worse. So, like, is it worth the money? Now, fortunately enough, I did not get this game while it was in early access, so I don't support that practice myself, and I get that it's useful for small developers, but I don't really buy early access games, and if I ever do, it's because the game is almost done already. Just FYI. Okay. So we spoke about how it could be great as like an open world game. Now let's look at the scope of the game as it is before anything else. Let's look at what the game actually is and what it tries to do. So the game in itself is a smaller game. It is about 8 hours long, probably. I don't know. Like you can look at the thingy on the screen right now if you wanna take a look at how long it is. It should say how long it is at the bottom left. But it is about 8 to 12, 10, maybe 12 hours long. I'm not entirely sure. And it was all right. I didn't really get bored throughout the whole experience. The only time I was bored, and this is going to be feedback to the developers, were the Tatiana missions, where you were kind of forced to go out into the wilderness, and you kind of just had to go to an area and remember something. That was so boring. I had been to that area like 5 times already, and then you just go there to get another little cutscene, and you sit there, listen to someone talk before you fall asleep, and you fall asleep, and you wake up, and you're like, oh, the next location. Okay, great. There's nothing wrong with the voice actor. There's nothing wrong with explaining exactly what his past was. It was just the fact that you had been there before, and you're just going there to look at memories, and it was kind of boring. That's kind of my feedback to that one. So if they could implement that in a way in a future game, if they want, in a more interactive way, instead of just standing there maybe, or in a different area that you've never been to before, or something, you know. There's something that's not just listening to dialogue and standing still. And then I would definitely recommend doing that. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Another thing they could improve, again, like I said, this would be a perfect open world game, the way that the gameplay dynamic here is, they could, instead of having your companions, by the way, just be a screen you select who does what, you can actually send them out, and they do walk out, scavenge for you, and if they encounter enemies, they shoot them, or maybe they get in trouble and have to go out and rescue them. Things like that. I could technically do that on a smaller scale through the system they already have where the companions stay in danger, and before you end your day, you have to go and rescue them. If you don't, they're going to come back injured. That could be another way to do it. But I'm talking more in an open world fashion where you see them walk out, you see them walk about, and you can even encounter them outside your base if you accidentally walk into the area they're supposed to be in. And you can see them going about doing their mission in an organic way, where they actually follow the laws of walking back and forth, and actually properly going to do it as if it was a player. Now that would be an in-depth mechanic, and that is something I don't think we've ever seen a game actually do properly yet. The only ones close to it would be the Fallout games, and that would be mods actually. It's funny how modders do what big companies can't, but even Fallout kind of can't do that. It only works sometimes when you have a mod doing it, and it kind of still teleports the inventory to the base if you do it. Because all it does is have the character go there. When they arrive there, the items teleport to the base inventory, and then they just walk back again. So technically they're not carrying the items, but they went over there and they went back again. So you can do like a little trick like that if you want to sneakily make the player think that they're carrying items when in fact they're not. And it just calculates the distance from the place to the base, and then it just spawns the items in your base about the same time they arrive. You know, that's possible. And then it just extends the time based on how far away or what the checkpoints are towards the base. That would be a possible way of doing it. I have a little bit of experience in game development, not a lot. So I know I'm asking for a lot because there's going to take performance in the CPU. There's going to be calculations based. You're going to have to make new what are they called? New scripts specifically for this type. Unless you want to write it all in one script and mess up the code and then not figure anything else out because you have different scripts in one script or. You know, coding stuff. Yeah, that would be a great type of thing. That would be a dream game for me too. I would like a zombie survival game like that, but that's not what this game is. It would also make the shadows feel more relevant because in the game you barely encounter them, and I do feel like you could have encountered them more. So that's my overall thoughts. Now I'm gonna quickly go into the different areas of the game I think are specific to what I would like. So fun, right? For the most part, the game is fun. There are some boring segments like the Tatiana missions, and then there are some areas where you kind of realize, if they didn't have a menu for this, like the companion system as an example, this could be a pretty decent game. It could be pretty interesting. So there are some times where you're kind of like, yeah, I mean, if they could expand this more, you know, it could be great. But right now it's kind of just like bare bones. And then you're like, well, at least I have something. and then you're having fun with it, but then you realize what it could be. And then you're like a little bit sad, and then you're fun. You know what I mean? When you really care about a game, you really care about doing something in a game. And you see its potential, but the developers didn't fully go into it. You get a little bit like, oh, you know, like, oh, I wish this was the case, you know? So that's what I feel about the fun factor in the game. When it comes to the characters, like I said, the characters had some issues. The overall story was fine, but the characters, I wish there were more like detailed, in-depth ways of knowing about them. Maybe if they all had their own specific mission to them in a whole new area, or we get to know about them while they interact with other characters instead of each other. You know, the characters interact with each other in a base, and you kind of decide who gets like good reputation and who gets bad. I would just prefer them like being more organic in how they talk instead of just standing around in the base. Maybe they walk around, they talk with each other that way, or they talk to you and welcome you when you actually walk around. They're just like, "Oh, hey, Igor, how are you doing?" And you didn't even speak to them or something. You know, just to make them feel more organic and like feel like people. You know. Instead of like robots. That would be cool. And then we have, I don't remember what I have. I have a bunch of stuff on the thing. But we can go with environment. I think it's environment. Like I said, the whole extraction shooter works for this game. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it still at the end of the game. It wasn't bad. I just had too many resources at that point. I didn't feel like exploring because, you know, I already had the resources I needed and all the weapons I wanted. So probably adding more stuff to collect and more stuff to build and more stuff to do would be cool. That's why like a base defense mechanic would have been great. Because you have so many resources at the end if you just scavenge that, it's crazy. And then we have, I guess, mechanics, I would assume. Like mechanics-wise, this game has a lot of them. Like it has a lot of cool mechanics. It has the reputation mechanic where you do something good for someone, but then someone else dislikes it. It has consequences for your actions, which is something a lot of AAA games can't even do. I don't even know if this is a AAA game. I'm guessing it's a AA game, if I have to be completely, like, guesstimating here. And you certainly feel like it. So mechanics, they're all a bit. I don't want to be rude when I say this, but I mean this with all the best respect for the developers. They have a lot of mechanics, but all of them are kind of half-assed in a way, but not in a negative way. It's more like you can sense they tried, and then they probably figured out that they needed more time for this, so that was too hard to do. So they focused on something else, did that. Focused on something else, did that. That's fine. Game development is not always perfect. Sometimes you have to sacrifice some things to make other things. And in this case, I do think it worked, as long as it also reflects in the price of the game, which I will talk about later. You probably already figured out, since the price of the game should be in the... Oh, actually, that's what I think the game should cost. Well, like I said, the price in the beginning was like 30 or 25. The 30, I think, is a normal price. It's not 40. It's somewhere between 30 to 40. I know that for a fact. Then it's like 50. Again, I don't know. You can look it up very easily through Steam. So mechanic-wise, they have a lot of different mechanics. They have a gas mask system. They have which like only being used in gas. They have a scanning mechanic. They have so many mechanics. They have so many different mechanics. And the worst part is you barely use the gas mask, and you do use the scanner a lot. And the base crafting mechanic is not really in depth. The ammo and the guns are not really like, guns don't break down. You know, like all of the things, like all of the mechanics are very surface level. And as soon as you go into depth with them, it feels like they kind of lacked that. Like base mechanics, sure. Like I think the base mechanic was probably the most in-depth one, because you have to deal with radiation, food, and also comfort. And all those other things. That was pretty in-depth, in my opinion. That was like surface level, but a little bit extra down. And you have guns, which is just ammo, gun. And then they have biometric scanners to prevent you from getting the guns early on. And you kind of just use the guns, and then boom, all of a sudden, the enemy dead. And then there was no consequence to the gun. The gun can't jam. It doesn't lose durability. You know, durability system is always great, in my opinion. It always makes like games that try to be survival based, it makes them feel more immersive. It makes them feel more survival based. It makes them feel like a gun is not always the best option right off the bat. And this game tries to do that. It tries to punish you. Like another mechanic, by the way, like I said, you lose psyche every single time you kill someone, and that is very interesting. I like that aspect, because that incentivizes stealth, but it's not forced, especially when you get weapons later on. So your character doesn't really kill just for the sake of it. He tries to do things without killing, and it's in his lore too that he tries to avoid killing. Which I also find very interesting. And then on top of that, they have another game mechanic where you learn skills, and those skills can affect how you play in a way where you don't lose things. So all of a sudden, when you do stealth, now you don't kill them, you just knock them out, and that makes you not lose any psyche. Like, all of those things really start acting, start becoming a central vision of what the game is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an immersive Stalker-like experience, but it's more centralized on the story aspect of the game. Is more centralized on gathering resources and then upgrading your base. So it's more like, what if Stalker was a more linear experience? You could get to the areas, but very few of them, and also you had like a place as your base where you just collect all your resources and recruit your team, your Stalker team. Instead of like focusing on the open world aspect where everything is kind of bare bones, they have like this little section that is like a lot of mechanics crammed into a game. And a lot of different things also put in there. So yeah, I would say that's pretty cool. They also have like building different places or benches to craft different things. Like it has so many cool mechanics where you just feel like, yeah, this is good. This is good in the mechanics department. Like it's very good. It stands above like even AAA games when it comes to like mechanics. They're just not all good mechanics, so they're not utilized to the best potential in the mechanics section. And now I'm going to talk a bit more about graphics, which is, I feel like it's important. So graphics-wise, the game looks okay. Like it doesn't look great because the foliage is all over your face all the time, and the sharpness is there, like I said. So when you look at the game, it doesn't look great. It looks a bit all over the place for me. But overall, I didn't dislike the look of the game. One thing you notice right away when you meet like 3 different characters is that all of them have masks on, and that is most definitely, like, I'm 99% sure. There's only 1% because maybe I'm just an idiot. That's the 1%. But I'm 99% sure they did that because they didn't want to spend money on animating the faces, so they did not. And by saving money there, they probably could spend money somewhere else in the game, so they just gave everyone masks. Which, you know, it is a cost-saving measure, and some games suffer for it, but you have an excuse in this scenario, and that is that, you know, you're in a radiation zone, so having a mask on all the time wouldn't be a stupid idea. I wouldn't exactly say it's going to help you a lot, but I would say that it isn't a stupid idea that every person who you meet has a mask on, because, you know, it could help them out in certain ways. So I would certainly say that the mask itself is not a problem for me. I don't dislike it at all. And the fact that everyone has one is completely fine because the setting fits it. So to me, it makes complete sense that people have masks on. That being said, it would be great if they could animate faces, but it's never really a requirement for a game like this in my experience. It's only if you want to see more facial expression, where you want to make people feel more closer, you would want animations, which they try to do for the companions, but without seeing their faces, it is a bit hard. So that would actually have helped to add facial animations to the characters. They did use body language, so I'll give them that. But the facial animations, they could have used a little bit of... they could have been used, in general, I mean. So that could have been good. Let's see, graphics-wise, I mean, they have DLSS, they have all the settings you'd expect. It has all right performance. Now I'm playing 4K. I could get above 100 FPS and then sometimes 120 depending on if there's nothing to look at. For an Unreal Engine 4 game that looks like this, I would say that's pretty alright performance. It's not bad at all. It's pretty good. Now the issue with that is I was using DLSS performance. So based on that logic, I would say you probably get like 40 FPS normally with 4K if you use a 4070 Ti Super, which I have. So the game is not great with performance, but it's about where you would expect games to be these days. Like good performing games these days would be like 40 FPS, 4K, 60 FPS, 1440p, around 80 FPS, 1080p, I'd say. So yeah, that's that from me. I'm not a big fan of it being so heavy to run, but I can also understand why it's so heavy to run, because they decided to focus more on realistic visuals with a sharpness style, and that kind of cost them performance, and they didn't have a bunch of development time to optimize. Not an excuse for them, by the way. You should always take time to optimize, especially if it's going to widen your target audience so you can actually get more customers. But again, if it's reflected in the price, I'm okay with it. Which brings me to bugs. Yes, there are visual bugs in this game. There are some weird bugs with the couches running through the walls. There are like physics-based bugs, I'm pretty sure. I did not get a single crash though, so I will say that. It had a few bugs. I don't remember if there was a huge one. I don't think there was. I think there were only like a couple small bugs, and then like I guess technically we can count this as a bug where the game's translation didn't work properly, or didn't translate it properly. So that's a bit of a problem. Sometimes I didn't even say what the text was showing. Like in the end, I think Olivier said something when he was shooting the Black Stalker. Like he was saying something, and then he skipped the first part of what the text was saying. So there's that. And in the end, the Black Stalker kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. He is you, but he is apparently also very like he's you who you are right now. But like why not tell you earlier? I like. Some things in the story doesn't make sense, okay? I don't know why I'm going back to that now. I'm not talking about bugs, but like, it had its rough spots, but it was a pretty alright story. Now, I don't think there's anything else I really should / need to talk about. Overall, I think the gameplay was alright. They did have a lot of mechanics, and they tried to do what they could with them, but they were not up to par where I would want them to be, because I do see the potential in what they're doing, and the expansion they could do there, it would be awesome. Especially to make a full Stalker-like game where you can actually loot and build your base up. A bit like a Fallout game, but like smaller in scope, but also you can explore the zone and the areas as well. I don't know if Unreal Engine would be great for that because of how it's more of a linear engine. Yes, I said it. Everyone who's complaining about open world games, yes, developers are doing it wrong. This is not an engine suited for that, okay? It's a linear engine. You're supposed to use it for linear games. That's why they always perform like crap with the CPU and everything. Stop making open world games in Unreal Engine, please. Wait until they at least optimize it a bit for open world. Because it's while you can do that, it has so many things that fight you along the way. Please don't use this engine for open world. Or if it's your only choice, then that's fine. But you can also use Unity. I think that one performs way better in the open world. Especially the way it handles like grids and stuff. So I would recommend that for that one, although I don't like how they do stuff. So I don't blame you if you want to develop one in Unreal Engine, but I don't think it's the first choice if you need to make an open world game. That's that. It can be done, but I would never have it as my first choice for an open world game if I have another choice. So overall, I would say this game is probably worth, like I said, I think I said it, but the $25, $25 to $30. Not because it's bad, but because it is a bit rough around the edges. It has some good mechanics, some good thinking behind it, some good stuff behind it. But ultimately, it does fall short in some areas, and it also has bugs and issues with it. But it's a good time. Like, it's longer than your average Call of Duty campaign is, if you loot and stuff. If you rush the story, you're gonna suffer a lot, because you wouldn't have any equipment and stuff, but do give it the option. It is possible. So I certainly do believe that it is a possible choice, and I do think we should appreciate games for what they are, and not for what we want them to be for the most part, as long as it is reflected in the price. And I do believe that they make up for all of their shortcomings in pricing it at 30/35/40, if that's the case. That is like 20, 30, and 40, no, 20 to 30 dollars cheaper than what they usually go for these days. And I would say that overall, you actually get more out of this game than the average Call of Duty campaign these days. The action sequences are not as good, alright? But the immersion and the experience of the game is also pretty good. Except the Tatiana missions, they're kind of boring. So would I recommend this game? I mean, yeah, absolutely. If you like first-person shooters, and you are just out for a happy, good time where you want to loot and spend some time fighting stuff, exploring things, finding out a mystery, doing what you can and doing what you want. You know, that's cool. I like that. And I think that you would enjoy this game a lot, especially when it comes to exploration and finding out secrets and stuff. Another thing I actually don't like about the game I just thought of was when, after a while, the Black Stalker chases you, and that's all nice and everything, as long as you can negate him somehow, and all you can do is run away and he just spawns in front of you. Like if he just walked towards you, I would accept that. I would totally accept that being the case. But he spawns near you, and then you have to run away, and then you have to do that for 5 freaking minutes. At least make it 1 minute, alright? 1 minute. Running away from him for 5 is just ridiculous. There's no point. It's just the same thing for 5 minutes. It is to force you to be scared now and to show that he's after you. Which also kind of goes against what he's saying in the end, where he's like, if I wanted you dead, I would have done it already, but then why the heck are you chasing him? You know, like, why? So, so some rough business. It opens up a lot of possibilities for sequel. I know there's a sequel that is technically out in early access. It didn't get a good reception. because it seems to be way different in this game. I do hope they make a sequel to this proper game, though, instead of like a different type of game. I feel like they kind of nailed it with this one, and they just need to expand every single mechanic some more. Like the gas mask mechanic, make it like the Stalker games. Not Stalker, sorry, Metro games. The building mechanics make it more like Fallout 4, especially when it comes to base building and building a base up. Gun mechanics, make it so, I guess, like Fallout 3 and stuff, where you have a condition to the gun. And then keep the whole mechanic where if you sneak attack someone and kill them, shoot someone even, you get psychic damage. And then go ahead and expand the crafting system more to be where you can scrap things like in Fallout 4. And then maybe make the zone more dynamic so there are other people walking around too. That would also be great. I know that's not what this game is going for. It's not going for the feeling lived alive in world zone kind of thing with the other stalkers. But apparently there are other stalkers walking around the zone, and you see them now and again, but they're very static. So I definitely think it would have improved the game if they would go ahead and make them walk around and have their own little lives. And you just interact with them and trade with them that way, like in the Stalker games. Like I said, it has so many different mechanics they could expand upon, and so many ways you can expand. And they decided to go with another style of game. I mean, they're the developers, you know, and they do whatever they want. But if you have something that works, you don't deviate from it completely. Oh yeah, and also, this game is ray tracing. I did not use it because ray tracing is stupid right now. Yes, I said it, very controversial. Don't use ray tracing. It's not worth it. Seriously, don't use ray tracing. Wait 10 years, or 5 years even, and maybe then they have fixed all the issues with the ray tracing. Then you can use it. And yes, I realize that some games are forcing ray tracing now, and I think that's way too early. That's why I'm not buying them. Because I can't even run the freaking games, so why would you buy them? Even if they're the best game ever, I'm still not gonna buy it because I can't run the freaking best game ever. So, screw you. It wasn't Nvidia. Wait, was it Nvidia that forced screw you, Nvidia, for forcing ray tracing and stuff, and developers for accepting it. Yeah. And I don't mean like accepting it as an option. I mean forcing it into the game and being forced on. You can't turn it off. That's what I'm talking about. If you want ray tracing, I would gladly they could put the option in as like a top preset thing. If you want ray tracing in the game, and you really want to have it, that's fine with me. Oh, like the more choices when it comes to game settings, the better, kinda. Unless you want a simple experience, like they have an advanced mode. Sometimes they have a basic mode. I like the idea of that. So in the advanced mode, during the basic max preset, you have ray tracing enabled, and during the high mode, during basic, or you can even do ultra ray traced or just normal ultra, you know, and then that way it enables in terms of ray tracing. Huh? Smart, right? That way you get both the best of both worlds, where you can have ray tracing and you cannot have ray tracing, instead of being constantly ray tracing on. So most of the PCs that people have that are like 5 years old cannot run the game. The amount of people that keep fighting back on me is just, well, ray tracing is the future, and well, you just don't like new technology. And I'm like, okay, that's not what I'm upset about. I'm upset about you, the consumer, is being tricked to spend more money on a less good product. Is that really so bad to be upset about? Apparently it is. Apparently it is. And then there's another funny thing that, like, older games also had very heavy settings that caused the game to run like crap. Well, yes, but you can turn those off. You can turn those settings off. Well, Crysis, yeah, but you can turn the settings down. You can turn the settings down. Can't turn off ray tracing in a lot of games these days. That says a lot about the gaming industry, does it not? How would you feel if you couldn't turn down shadows at all, and the shadows were like the main performance thing? They used to be the main performance thing. They are not that anymore. There are a lot of other settings nowadays. Like, we have so many quality of life features, and then they remove one of the most important things, turning off something heavy in the settings menu. They have field of view now and everything in games, but all of a sudden they don't prioritize being able to turn off like settings. I mean, I guess you gotta advertise ray tracing somehow, right? Anyway, there's a tangent. Game gets 6 out of 10 in total. I think it's fun, and it does have rough edges. Ultimately, I think it's worth it. And $25 is definitely what I would pay for this if I, you know, just wanted to get the game and didn't want to give the developers any like extra money or whatever. So yeah, $25, and I would say this is worth it. Now the developers are asking for a little bit more, which I don't think is bad, because I don't consider their perspective. I don't consider their financial situation when I say this, by the way. All I'm saying is pure consumer. Now, if I take my consumer hat off for a while, or for a little bit here, and I go take on my developer hat, I would want the development to probably be covered, and then have extra on the side so I can make the next game without having to worry about rushing out a game again with fewer mechanics. And then I would like to maybe start a Kickstarter, which is what they did, and then get more money that way. So if you want extra money, that is a good idea, what they're doing. Charging a little bit extra for what is technically worth according to consumers, and then have it just be like consumers buy it because they want to play it, and then, you know, they experience it, and then it's cheaper than most other games. I have a great like sales pitch right there. And you know, like, you charge as much as you can for products so you can save up for the next one. If you are a good person. If you're a bad person, you go, I'm gonna charge a lot for this product, and then I'm gonna go ahead and waste that money on yachts and whatnot and give myself massive bonuses, and then I'm not gonna care about making the next product more nice. I'm just gonna give them the exact same funding I would have otherwise, even if the game didn't sell well. Look at you, big companies. Looking at you. Alright, this tangent is over. It's middle of the night. I'm tired. I need to stop the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this Let's Play of Chernobylite. And yeah, hope you all had a good time listening to my rant and my little review of the game. Consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Checking out my other Let's Plays or playthroughs. I also play through no commentary games. I also sometimes live stream, although I need to get back into it again. I haven't done it for like half a year now. So there must be something on my channel that you're really interested in, even if there's something completely different, like achievement hunting or something like that. I mean, do let me know. Like, I'm up for all gaming content. This is the best spot for gaming. What did I call it on my channel? The best place for gaming related content, I think I called it. So if there's anything gaming related you want me to do, go ahead and shoot it in the comment section. And then I can go ahead and I can look at it and I can determine whether that's something I can do or not. Or even if I can't do it now, I'll probably write it down, and maybe later on in a year or two I'll do it, because sometimes things get in the way. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you all in another like Let's Play or walkthrough or whatever of mine. And yeah, stay awesome.